Some of the most important and exciting scientific research out there is on climate change, but a rapidly growing area of research is focused on how living things will respond to a changing climate. Fortunately, following the narratives told by the organisms we study can help us answer these questions. Or in other words, biology can teach us what to expect when we're expecting climate change. Life in seasonal climates has adapted over millions of years to the dramatic temperature swings across seasons to survive. But climate change is shifting seasons with shorter, warmer winters and earlier springs. So organisms must respond to shifting seasons that are different from those they evolved in. But how can we figure out how they will respond to these and future shifts? One way to test how an organism may respond to climate changes is by testing the thermal limits of a city population versus a rural population of the same species. Cities are warmer than rural areas and have earlier shifts in seasons due to the urban heat island. This makes a gradient that we can test across as a model where the city represents future conditions. But what species to use? I'm working with the amazing acorn ant. This species of ant, in addition to being delightful, look how cute, is a great system to answer our questions of response to warming. First, they are easy to collect and raise, and second, the entire colony nests inside of an acorn, remaining above ground all year, which exposes them to temperatures across all seasons. Earlier research showed that urban acorn ant populations have adapted higher heat tolerance compared to their rural counterparts. But this is only tested in summer season conditions. What about in winter? Will urban ants have evolved differences in thermal tolerance where urban winters are warmer, or across seasons where cities shift seasonal timing? For this ongoing test, I collected ant colonies from urban and rural areas and then following acclimation, raised them in a common environment in the lab to match seasonal conditions. Within winter and across the spring, ants are being tested for heat and cold tolerance and metabolic rate to determine if there are evolved differences between the rural and urban populations across seasonal temperatures. Based on prior research, I expect that over winter, urban ants will perform worse in cold conditions due to higher costs of cold acclimation in the warmer urban habitat, and that in spring, urban ants will show higher heat tolerance compared to rural ants. If results do match this expectation, then it's likely that this allows ants to persist in warmer urban habitats and take advantage of shifted seasonal conditions. But higher metabolism and lower cold tolerance may make them more susceptible to variable cold season events in the city. Urban and rural tests like this are models for response to current and future climate change and how traits across seasons evolve. While acorn ants aren't representative of all species, this study will provide evidence as to how organisms may cope with rapidly changing climate and whether responses will be enough to survive.